Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are?
Well, as I recall, we read Isaiah chapter 56 yesterday.
We did.
And in that chapter, I believe God was pretty nice and just talking about shit until he got to the watchmen at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, they suck.
Yeah.
They aren't on guard. They're doing shitty.
Yeah.
Watch them watchmen.
And he's like, welcome outcasts and eunuchs and get in here.
Right,
and...
yeah. It was like this more inclusive version of Yahweh that we hadn't really, that we're just now starting to experience.
Right.
Like, it's still, fucking all over the place with regard to whether he's going to redeem people or kill them. But, he's being more inclusive with more people. Mm-hmm. So there's that, I guess.
Right.
So
still kind of...
Yeah. But that was Isaiah chapter 56.
It was. Which
means that today we're reading...
Isaiah chapter 57.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we're about to hop into Isaiah chapter 57.
Okay.
But I am an asshole. I forgot to mention something yesterday, which is actually very important.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chapter 56 from yesterday.
Yeah, the one we just read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the first chapter of the final section of the book of Isaiah.
Oh, I see.
Often referred to as Trito Isaiah.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is there something in particular that sets this apart or that's different about it?
It's either written by a different author or at a different time or both.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right. So,
but yes,
but
it is.
Something separates it,
yes.
which we might get into more in our Q&A possibly.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely
Since we didn't prep real well for that.
Right. Yeah, I meant to say it yesterday. It's in my notes. I just somehow got distracted and, well, you know how I am.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm an asshole. That's my bad. I take that.
Okay.
Oops.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are in the end bits now of Isaiah.
I mean, awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm so sick of him. Seriously. All right, ready?
Proto, Deutero, and
Trito.
All. And Trito and all.
Yeah. The righteous perish.
Okay. They do? Wait.
Do.
The righteous perish.
And no one takes it to heart. Okay?
Okay.
The devout are taken away, and no one understands that the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil.
Oh, how convenient. They didn't die because they were unlucky. They died because we're sparing them.
Yeah. The reason that you lost somebody, don't mourn them. They had to die because you suck.
Right. They were actually righteous. It's all okay. It's all okay.
It's okay.
They're spared now.
Yeah.
They're in that wonderful place. You know the wonderful place? No, I don't. I don't know the wonderful place. No. Do you know the wonderful place?
I also do not know that wonderful place.
I don't either.
I'm sure that religious people would be like, and there's a reason for that.
But because people die, people want to believe in it real bad.
I know. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let's be fair for a minute.
Sure.
Who doesn't want to believe in their deepest heart of hearts that their loved ones, if they are in some kind of afterlife, are still somewhere and are happy?
Sure, it's a beautiful, wonderful, poetic thought that you could have in your head. It is.
I mean, when you think of your grandmother, is it more comforting to think of her as dead, gone forever, just rotting body in the dirt? Or is it, sometimes does it enter your head, well, if there is a heaven, I do hope she's up there?
That actually never, and I'm being honest here, that never crosses my mind. What I think of when I think of my grandparents in general that have passed away, I think of the things that I loved about them and what they, like, what I miss about them and how we interacted and the things about them that really, shined. Like, I mean, like one of my grandpas would take us canoeing. And I really miss that. And he said good night a lot. Like, not good night, like good night, like as a cuss word, you know? And I love that. Like, I mean, those are the things I miss, you know? And my grandma, I mean, she cooked. Holy shit, she cooked. It was great. It was so good. Always good. I mean, I don't know. And I could go on all day. But like, it's the things I remember about people that make them still there for me. You know, they're viscerally there in my memories. And I don't need anything more than that. I'm happy to remember them for who they were and how they affected my life.
Well, what if you lost a child?
Again, I hope that I would have the strength to remember them for who they were and how they affected my life. I want to remember the things that were positive, that were good, that were meaningful. You know, those are the things that I want to remember. And again, as you said, it's very easy to want to have them be somewhere else that is wonderful and good, right?
To still be, and then for that being to be good.
Right. But the truth of the matter is, the only thing that I really know, the only thing I can viscerally hold on to is the fact that they lived at some point and I knew them and they were a good person to me and they affected my life. That's the only part that I know. And that's the only part that I truly, truly care about, because it's the only part that makes an impact on my life, that changes who I am. That part where they were alive, that part where they lived, that was the part that made me somebody different, that affected my life, that made me who I am.
Got it.
So.
All right. Well, I was just saying, like, I could see how people would find it comforting, though.
And again, I don't disparage that. I understand that want, that need to have them be somewhere else, somewhere still able to be thought of, still able to be maybe see what you're doing. You know, you want that. You don't want your loved ones to go away ever. But I feel like the stronger way to remember somebody is for who they were and how they affected you. That to me is the real remembering, the real living on forever, the real, like, if you tell a story to somebody about this person, that story continues, you know, just tell the story.
Right.
You really want them to live on.
Right.
So
I will say that when I think of people who have been close to me that have died, I generally don't think of the afterlife either, because most of the people that have been close to me that have died have not been like super, super close.
Sure.
Like, I'm sad that they died, and that's pretty much as far as my thinking of their death goes, so much as that, kind of like you, I think just of the person.
You say that in a way that seems to leave open the idea that if somebody was closer to you, you'd want to believe differently.
No, I'm saying that because I can't speak to that with experience.
Okay. All right.
It's not a desire. It's, I don't know how I will feel if somebody super, super close to me were to pass away. I don't know how I think I would probably still just think of the person. I would like to think that, but
sure.
I've not experienced that kind of loss that I can recall, you know?
Sure.
I mean, I have miscarried, and toward that end, I guess that's something I could speak to, but I don't think of that as an afterlife. I don't know.
I mean, I flat out don't believe in the afterlife.
Right.
And so that's not something that enters my brain.
Right.
And I have the advantage of never really having believed in an afterlife, other than maybe a childhood fantasy.
Right.
You know, like, that was the extent of my belief in an afterlife, was something that I heard from other people when I was much, much younger. But as an adult and as a young adult, I've never entertained that as a real possibility.
I didn't know it to be. Like, I didn't know about it. So It wouldn't have been something that I thought about as somebody who was younger. And by the time it was introduced to me as even an idea, it was too late for that to take hold.
Sure.
Because it sounds silly.
Right.
So, I don't mean that in a mean way. Like,
right. again, I don't begrudge anybody for feeling that way about their loved ones, because it is a beautiful thought. I don't have the room in my brain to accept that or allow for that, because it's just not something that exists in my brain.
Right.
I've never known that idea that they're somewhere else. And I honestly don't think, having not grown up with that idea implanted in my brain, I don't know that I could really wrap my head around it. Like, it doesn't really hold a lot of meaning or sense to me.
I think the reason that I even am talking about this topic is because I am speaking from the outside, in that I was never introduced to the notion of an afterlife until I was a teenager, and by then it was kind of too late.
Right.
And, the second point being that I haven't lost somebody that I was close to on a regular basis to miss them enough to want that to be a thing. So between those 2 points, I feel very much like I don't know that I can properly comment on it, because I don't have that experience that you with your grandparents, or you growing up in a religious community might have. Like, I don't have either of those points. I
feel like, knowing you, and I'm sorry we're going off on a tangent here.
No, that's what the show's about, right?
I feel like, knowing you, that you don't believe in God, you don't believe in an afterlife. I feel like your rationality would win out in the end, and you would not think of, someone you loved that was close to you in the afterlife. It would just, I don't feel like there's a need for it. I don't understand the need for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because really what afterlife is you remember, you most of the time, what I hear from people when they speak of the afterlife, they're speaking of their loved one as they remember them still, but in another place.
Waiting to hug you when you get there.
Right.
Like, that's like when my mom talks about the afterlife, she always talks about people that she loves and misses, her parents, and how she can't wait to see them. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand that concept. Yeah. Like, I don't understand. I can't wait to see them.
Well, and because we can't allow for growth in another place that we know nothing about, those people that are quote unquote in heaven or whatever, they never grow. It's the same person you knew when they were alive.
Right.
Always. Whenever anybody is speaking about that person, it's always the same person. So the memories that you hold of that person are just as effective, in my opinion, as the idea of heaven.
You know what that concept reminds me of? The Disney, this is way off on a tangent, the Disney movie Sleeping Beauty, where the baby is hidden away, Aurora is hidden away in a cottage in the woods with the 3 fairies, right? Mm-hmm. And for 16 years, they've kept her hidden away safely. And the witch is sending her minions out to find this child, right? And then right before Aurora's 16th birthday, the witch discovers that her minions are still looking for a baby. Like, they did not know to be looking for every year a child that had aged.
Right.
And that's
out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Like, that's exactly the concept that that brought to mind for mm-hmm. me. The not aging and the staying the same. And yeah. Okay, let's get back on topic here. That was like a wild tangent that came out of nowhere.
Right.
Okay, so those who walk uprightly enter into peace. They find rest as they lie in death.
Okay.
So
sure.
They go to the heaven, I guess.
Something like that.
Sure. But you, come here, you children of a sorceress.
Damn, they're sorceresses.
You offspring of adulterers and prostitutes.
Oh, man.
That's mean to children.
Right. What is they didn't have anything to say about that. Right? That's like, you remember how it was just on the verge of not being a real insult when we were younger, but like calling someone a bastard.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, I never understood, like, even when I was younger, I'm like, so what? That's the kid had nothing to do with that. It wasn't their fucking fault.
You bastard. Like, you person who was born out of wedlock. Right? Wait, what? Sorry?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do it.
Let me crawl back into the fucking womb? I don't know.
Who are you mocking? this is
yeah.
talking to the bad children.
Right, the people that were born of adulterers and sorcerers and stuff.
And prostitutes.
Yeah.
Who are you mocking? At whom do you sneer and stick out your tongue?
Why are they doing that?
Are you not a brood of rebels, the offspring of liars?
Wow, that is just so presumptuous of...
Bad begets bad.
And I have to believe that being how old the Bible is, like, there were classes, right? And if you were an adulterer, quote unquote, or a sorcerer, for God's sakes, that you belong to some sort of fucking subclass of people to begin with. So you were not allowed to become better,
right?
And therefore, why not stick your goddamn tongue out of people?
Right?
Fuck you, you know?
Like, oh no, you're gonna label me something bad that I was already labeled just by being fucking born and living here.
Yeah.
Yuck.
It's your own fucking fault.
Yeah, I would stick my tongue out.
Yeah.
I do stick my tongue out. Yeah. You burn with lust among the oaks and under every spreading tree. You sacrifice your children in the ravines and under the overhanging crags.
I'm not down with that.
No,
don't sacrifice your kids.
Don't do that, guys. Yeah. Come on, stop Stop with the child sacrifice. Not cool. The idols among the smooth stones of the ravines are your portion. Indeed, they are your lot. Yes, to them you have poured out drink offerings and offered grain offerings. In view of all this, should I relent?
I don't know.
Well, you're God, so maybe you should relent.
Yeah, you were very...
I bet if you showed them love, love begets love.
Right.
I bet if you were nice to them and gave them a fucking chance in life.
It's almost like he started to learn, like bringing the eunuchs in and the outcasts or whatever the fuck they were or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like he started to learn, but he didn't get the full picture.
Yeah.
He's like...
But not the children of prostitutes, though. You guys that got your dicks cut off, you can come in, but not you children of prostitutes.
Right, yeah.
None of that, please.
Definitely no sorceresses.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have made your bed on a high and lofty hill. There you went up to offer your sacrifices.
Okay.
Behind your doors and your doorposts, you have put your pagan symbols.
Okay.
That's where I put my pagan symbols. Forsaking me, you uncovered your bed. You climbed into it and opened it wide. That sounds like you made your bed, now you got to lie in it.
It sounds to me like they're talking about having sex, but...
Oh. Forsaking me, you uncovered your bed. You climbed into it and opened it wide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like leaving the bed open, not just crawling into bed, but opening it wide.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was just talking about adulterous people and shit like that. So
you made a pact with those whose beds you love. Yeah, you're right.
See?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh, and you looked with lust on their naked bodies.
I mean, as you do.
I was gonna say, when I have sex, I look on my partner with lust. I mean,
I don't think that's really abnormal.
Right? Like, you're having sex.
Right.
You should look at your partner with lust.
Yeah.
If you are not feeling lusty when you are doing the sex, don't do the sex because, you deserve to feel lusty.
One of the things I never understood, how some of the purity culture that's out there with Christianity and stuff, but like butt stuff's okay. What the fuck's up with that?
It's not. It's not okay.
Well, but like
the loophole,
it's better.
The loophole.
It's better than the other version of sex, right?
Well, but it is, but it isn't. See, you're not supposed to do that,
right?
But it's bad.
But if you're gonna do something,
yeah,
that's the one you should do.
It's the poop hole loophole,
right? Yeah. I'm like, you guys are being really fucking dumb.
I mean, okay, so we've talked about, what is it, soaking, I think?
Right,
where the girl lays on the bed and the boy lays on top of her ready to go. And the friends who are all there jump up and down on the bed so that when his penis enters her, it's not really his fault. It's not his fault or her fault. Yeah. What can we do?
Yeah.
We were
just for the record, guys, this is not a good idea if you want to keep from having, babies.
Yeah.
And still be in the purity culture thing.
I don't know whom amongst you has not had sex ed, but it's still sex. That is still sex.
Correct.
When a penis enters a vagina or other orifice size, that is sex.
Right.
And it could lead to pregnancy.
It definitely could, yeah.
So don't do it if you're not.
Just in case anybody listening doesn't know that.
Look, if you're just gonna have sex, have sex, and if you're gonna have sex, let it be lusty. That's all I'm saying.
Do it safely.
And do it safely and consensual.
Right.
My God.
Yes.
I don't know why.
We've talked about death and sex ed, and we're going all over the fucking place with this.
I don't know why my brain is just all over the place. You went to Molech with olive oil and increased your perfumes. You sent your ambassadors far away. You descended to the very realm of the dead. Ooh, first you went up high, then you went down low. You went on the mountains and sacrificed your kids, and then you went down to the dead. And
you remember how they said we'd never hear Molech's name again because they weren't going to mention him ever again?
Right?
That's weird.
Now, yeah, that is strange. That is very strange. You wearied yourself by going about, you wearied yourself by such going about, but you would not say, it is hopeless. You found renewal of your strength, and so you did not faint. I didn't faint either.
Okay. Yeah.
There are a few times in my life when I have fainted.
Have you?
Yes. When my sister was getting a shot, I used to be so squeamish that I just, I think it's because I have such an active imagination.
Yeah.
Like I can picture some things and I say some things because there's other things that I cannot hold images of.
Right.
Whatever, that's a different topic. But a needle going into skin is like so offensive to me.
Yeah.
That because it's piercing you.
Right.
And so, yeah, I passed out. I fainted. Another time I fainted was when my son got his ears pierced. I fainted.
I see.
Yeah. I'm a lot better now.
I think I blacked out once on a roller coaster.
Oh, really?
Just for like a second, but yeah, it was like a loop-de-loop type thing.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like I'm pretty sure I blacked out for just like a second, like right at the top of the loop.
Oh, wow. So. Have you seen those videos of people, like they get into the ball and the ball, like the ball catapults into the sky, right?
Yeah.
And then it when it falls down slowly or whatever, like it's on a stretch wire. Sure. And there are videos of people that they keep passing out all the way down, but they don't know. So they keep waking up and passing out again. And like they literally stop breathing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy. You haven't seen those videos?
Not that no.
Okay. Well, I'll have to send you some.
Sure.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? God's still talking about fainting and whatever.
All right.
Whom have you so dreaded and feared that you have not been true to me and have neither remembered me nor taken this to heart? Is it not because I have long been silent that you do not fear me? You just answered your own question.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You've been silent. You turned your back on them. Right. You said so.
Yeah.
That is why they haven't feared you. You stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
And the only person telling them about you is some crazy fucking dude named Isaiah.
Who ran around naked a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will expose your righteousness and your works, and they will not benefit you.
Okay.
Okay. When you cry out for help, let your collection of idols save you. That is not nice.
Because you've done such a great job, right? You're killing off the people that are righteous. You're like, I'm going to save them by killing them.
Right.
And what? Like, this makes no fucking... This chapter makes no fucking sense.
No.
Like, he's literally saying, I'm going to save people by killing them. I'm going to kill you for not having been saved. Or, like, what?
Basically, I'm going to kill everybody.
Right.
Really.
I was like murder, basically. That's
which that tracks.
Yeah.
That fucking tracks. The wind will carry all of them off. A mere breath will blow them away. But whoever takes refuge in me will inherit the land and possess my holy mountain. Unless they die first. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
And it will be said.
Will it?
Build up. Prepare the road. Remove the obstacles out of the way of my people.
Okay.
For this is what the high and exalted one says. He who lives forever, whose name is holy. He says, I live in a high and holy place, but also with the one who is contrite and lowly in spirit, to revive the spirit of the lowly and to revive the heart of the contrite. But, not them prostitutes.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, they're too fucking lowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you worship Moloch, it's right out.
Yeah, fuck you. Also, if you're on your period, go away. I can't with you. Yeah. I will not accuse them forever, nor will I always be angry, for then they would faint away because of me, the very people I have created. You wishy-washy waffle and fuck.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's bad.
Yeah.
He's bad.
I was enraged by their sinful greed. I punished them and hid my face in anger, yet they kept on in their willful ways. I have seen their ways, but I will heal them. I will guide them and restore comfort to Israel's mourners, creating praise on their lips. Whee!
You literally hid from people.
Right.
Because they were...
You were so mad.
What the... Okay, all right, sorry.
Peace, peace to those far and near, says the Lord, and I will heal them. Will you, or will you kill them?
I don't know.
Who knows? Who can know, right? It could go either fucking way.
That's just it. Like, I feel like they're leaving this open to interpret. Like, you could interpret anything that happens to anybody as any number of things because they've left it open to all of the possibilities in any given instance.
If you live and you're good, it's because I wanted you to live because you're good.
Right.
If you die but you're good, it's because I wanted to save you from all the bad.
Right.
If you live because even though you were bad, then I was using you as a tool for somebody. If you're bad and you die, well, of course you had it coming.
Right.
Like,
yeah, there is no, you can, literally anything can happen.
Right.
And you can attribute God to it according to the Bible.
Right.
That we've read so far.
Yep.
Everything is covered.
Yep.
And it's bullshit.
And everything is covered because nothing is covered.
Right. Because it's bullshit. Because it's absolute bullshit.
Nonsensical. But the wicked are like the tossing sea, which cannot rest, whose waves cast up mire and mud. There is no peace, says my God, for the wicked. The end. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees.
All right. Well.
You never let me sing.
Well, I mean,
we did go off on tangents. It's fine.
Yeah. So that was Isaiah chapter 57.
Sure as fuck was.
And that means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Isaiah 58 in the Trito-Isaiah section of this book.
Actually, hold on a second.
Oh, shit.
Today is Friday.
It sure as fuck is.
So actually, tomorrow we'll be back with
Q&A Saturday.
And I apologize. I was not paying attention.
You fucked me up.
Well, I'm used to ending, like, we got screwed up earlier in Isaiah.
Yeah.
And we started ending on
non-multiple
denominations of 5.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of fucked up.
Off.
Yeah, I was off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday. So Q&A
Saturday.
Right. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.